Okay, this is calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or priority traffic. If there is any emergency or priority traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, on Wednesdays to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Counts as part of their outreach to the general public, of which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. Let's see, I'm also on, we're on YouTube tonight. I saw a couple of, I had to restart the YouTube thing over again, so I missed a couple of chats. So if you're over there listening to on YouTube, if you pop them up, I think I saw 2 people. Michael, I think I saw UK05AOK over there, but I missed somebody else. Go ahead and say hello over on YouTube. But right now, I take check-ins several ways. If you have NetLogger, we'll get you on the list that way. I take them via YouTube. There we go. I will take them over the air. I will also take them via email. If you're out there just listening and don't have any access to radio or something like that, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com. Just let me know your first name and your location. If you have a call sign, I'll get you on the list that way as well. I do appreciate call signs. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the check-ins that I do have so far. Also like to acknowledge those that are over on YouTube. So if I don't say hey to you over on YouTube, be sure to chime in and let me know you're there. Like I said, I missed a couple of chats just a few minutes ago. First off, I'd like to say Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, N5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. David, WE8M, thanks for checking in tonight. Robert, VK2DY, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NB7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Michael, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. Richard, KJ5MOD, thanks for checking in tonight. And Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing right now, so thanks for that. I'll go ahead and begin taking check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, I know excuse me, I know I missed a few, and we'll need a fill. Let's see, the last I got was RIP. There was a November 9, Zulu, India, something. I missed the end of your call. November 9, Zulu, India, something. Would you come back with your call, please, sir? All right, Dwayne, we got you on the list. N9ZIV, thanks for checking in tonight. Mike, KL7FR, thanks for checking in tonight. And somebody else doubled in there. And I heard a Jake. If there's anybody that with the first name of Jake out there that checked in, that's all I got. So I do thank you for that. At least I got a name in there. If you could come back with your call sign phonetically twice, I'll get you on the list, sir. Go ahead. All right, Mark, I got you on the list. K0GLR, thanks for checking in tonight. Blake, W0SCA, thanks for checking in tonight. Graham, MM1DEA, thanks for checking in tonight, or I should say tomorrow morning there, from Scotland there. Appreciate that, Graham. Let's see, we got got a KC8 uniform Juliet Echo. Is that correct? Or someplace, Kilo Charlie 8 uniform Juliet Echo. Is that correct? Or is that close? If you could give me a correction on that or an affirm, I'd appreciate it. All right, Ray, I got you on the list. KC8UJE. Let's see. I usually don't do in and outs with my new calls here. I'd like to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about the net, and then find out a little bit of information from you about what your interest in astronomy is. So my name is Bernice. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, November, Echo, Sierra, Sierra. Call sign is Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Been doing this for almost 30 years. We're going to run for about, well, probably another hour and 45 minutes. Got some local astronomical news, some announcements, some bulletins. We got a rocket report, and then I like to go down the list and talk with everybody. And you know what they're looking up at the skies. It's kind of Q&A session after that. But I like to touch base with my first time check-ins and find out what your interest background in astronomy is, whether you're just starting out, or you've been doing it for decades, or somewhere in between. Go ahead, Ray. Again, welcome to the net. Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Go ahead. All right, Ray, do appreciate you checking in again, and then again, welcome. Hopefully you can stick around, because who knows, you may have some questions or comments later on about what we discussed tonight. So definitely appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, we got Scott, K0SAH, thanks for checking in tonight. We got Bruce over on... let's see, Bruce over on YouTube. Don't know if you can check in audibly, but that's a new call on the list. So welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net over on YouTube there. Do appreciate your, that's K3HY. So welcome to the net. Same question to you. What's your interest, background in astronomy? Are you starting out, or you just been doing it for decades, or somewhere in between? Do appreciate that if you post that over on YouTube if you don't have a radio. For those of you who are on YouTube and may not know it, we are on the SkyHub Link system, skyhublink.com, skyhublink.com, and it's got all sorts of ways you can connect over the radio. Here tonight, Echolink, All-Star Notes, DMR, through the repeaters, obviously. And I got all those notes listed on the connection site. So if you want to check that out, skyhublink.com, so you can talk with us. I do appreciate everybody being able to do that. Let's see. And we got Robert, W7CTY. Let's see, thanks for checking in tonight. Right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. Right now I'll get into the announcements after I let the repeater system reset. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Oh, excuse me. Where was I? You may also sign up via email by sending me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com, and just let me know you'd like to receive the email version of my newsletter. That's at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the webpage is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high-power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full-scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at www.iaas.org. or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the Colorado Astronomy Net also has a Facebook page. So if you have Facebook, be sure to hop on there and like us both. Also, the IAAS has a club call sign, so if you hear K0AAS on the repeater systems or on HF or wherever, definitely give us a shout, especially on Friday evenings between 6 and 8. Definitely. We've got some plans in the works for some outside amateur radio activities, so we'll let you know when that comes up as well, but we'll see. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going to let this thing reset before I go into that. On Mondays and Wednesdays, Jack, KE0VH, likes to host flights on his Flight Sim channel on YouTube at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Always looking for more people to join him on his flights, his virtual flights on there. You can look up Captain Jack Flight Sim, CapnJackFLTSIM. Join that or follow him along on YouTube, and he does post when he will be up via one of his lists as well. But he's been working pretty hard. We'll be working probably pretty hard the next couple of weeks. So, but keep an eye out for his presentations on YouTube on his flight sims. You can check out some of his earlier flights as well. That's Captain Jack Flight Sim on YouTube. And speaking of which, you can also do that. You can also check out some of my past Colorado Astronomy Nets as well. So, all right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, John, we got you on the list. W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. And on YouTube, cool. There you go. I'm going to go ahead. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. For those of you who may be waiting to check in, you can check in via NetLogger if you have NetLogger, and look for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Or if you have YouTube, you can check in via YouTube as well. And I'll see you pop up and add you to the list. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this last week of September. I'll start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had the new moon on the 21st. We got a first quarter moon coming up on the 29th. For those of you who, let's see, have clear skies, it's quite overcast here and raining here in Colorado. But for those of you who may have clear skies, you may want to take a look towards the west to see a nice thin crescent moon before it sets over the western horizon. This is 2 days after new moon, so it's going to be setting pretty quickly if it hasn't already set. Always neat to look at the thin crescent moon as it sets there. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, back on the 10th. It was 226,662 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, on the 26th. It will be 251,996 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for September. September's sky is rich with opportunities. Titan's shadow continues to transit Saturn. The ringed planet reaches opposition along with Neptune, with both worlds in the same region of the sky. Mars is descending towards solar conjunction. Uranus is a fine binocular target, while Jupiter dominates the early morning. Venus starts the month near M44, then inches closer to a conjunction with Regulus and the crescent moon. This excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, September 2025, page 28. On with the planets. Mercury was at superior conjunction on the 13th. That means it was behind the sun relative to where we are. After conjunction, Mercury has returned to the evening sky. Right now, Mercury is setting about 7:15 p.m. in the evening. Mercury is visible about 30 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be close. Let's see, sunset today was at 6:54, so it may be very difficult to spot Mercury. It's within 20 minutes of sunset today, so you'll have to be really careful and really lucky. But by the end of the month, you may be able to see Mercury by the end of the month, about 30 minutes before after sunset. Mercury moves from the constellation of Leo into Virgo, shining at magnitude -1.3 on the 1st. A quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase in value, an object's apparent brightness decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6 magnitude. Any magnitudes greater than that, you will definitely need binoculars or a telescope to spot. Anything less than that, you should be able to see with the naked eye. However, definitely point binoculars and telescopes towards those objects in the sky that are visible to the naked eye. A magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. All right, Venus is rising. What time is Venus rising? About 4:30 a.m. This week. Venus, look for Venus to the east-southeast about an hour before sunrise. Venus moves from the constellation of Cancer into Leo, shining at magnitude -3.9 on the 15th. And we just reached the autumnal equinox yesterday at 2:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So today was the first official full day of autumn for the Northern Hemisphere. And right now, the nights will get longer and the days will get shorter until we hit the winter solstice, and then we'll start that progression all over again. All right. For those that are south of the equator, autumn actually, or I should say springtime actually started at the first of the month. Okay, we got Mars. Mars is setting about 8 p.m. This week. Look for Mars low to the west in the evening about 30 minutes after sunset. Mars is in the constellation of Virgo, shining at magnitude 1.6. Then we got Jupiter. Jupiter is rising about 1 a.m. This week. Look for Jupiter to the south in the early morning hours before dawn. Jupiter is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude -2.0. Then we got Saturn was at opposition on the 21st, rising as the sun sets. Saturn is now rising about 6:50 p.m. This week. Look for Saturn low to the east late in the evening. Saturn is at its best viewing for the year. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.6. And right now, Saturn's rings are about edge on, so you're just going to see a line right across the face of Saturn. You might be able to see Titan transiting across the face of Saturn if you're lucky. But definitely, you'll definitely see some banding on, and probably several of the Saturnian moons as well. So take a look at that through a telescope for sure. We got Uranus. Let's see, Uranus is rising about 9:30 p.m. This week. Look for Uranus to the southeast in the late evening. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.7. Then we got Neptune is at opposition with the Sun today, rising as the Sun sets. Neptune is rising about 6:52 p.m. Let's see, today, and the Sun set at 6:54. So definitely take a look at Neptune low to the east in the late evening, about within 1 degree of Saturn all month. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.7. That's a solid 7 magnitudes greater than Venus. However, excuse me, Saturn. Yeah, there you go. Neptune is 7 magnitudes dimmer than Saturn there. But with Saturn, it's actually a fairly decent pointer. You just have to look. Neptune is almost at the 9 o'clock position within a 1 degree of that. 1 degree is about 2 full moon widths from there. So within that distance, you just kind of have to slide your binoculars or telescope over towards the left a little bit in the early evening hours. You should be able to see Saturn and Neptune. Neptune is going to be kind of a bluish dot. And in this case, with a pair of binoculars or a telescope, you'll be able to see the difference between what planets look like and what stars look like. Planets have a discernible disk. You can see a disk, while stars kind of look like pinpoints. So you can point it at a nearby star and you'll see it at kind of a pinpoint. You look at Neptune and you'll see a circle. So there you go. And of course Saturn, it has its rings. So there you go. Take a look if you get a chance. For dwarf planets, we got Ceres. Ceres is rising about 8:30 p.m. this week. Ceres can be spotted low to the south around midnight when it is highest in the sky. Ceres is in the constellation of Cetus, shining at magnitude 7.8. And then we got Pluto. Pluto is rising about 4:30 in the afternoon this week. Best time to spot Pluto will be in the late evening when it is highest in the sky to the south, probably about 10, 11 p.m. under dark skies. Right now you've got the dark sky conditions with the moon in the early crescent phase. Next couple of days it's going to be washing out that night sky. So I know there's some people out there actually trying to spot Pluto, so good luck with that. We got Pluto in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.2. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. Excuse me. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Continuing. Meteor showers. No major meteor showers are active in September. So we enter a bit of a lull after the excitement of August. Meteoric dust from thousands of comets passing over the eons is visible before dawn as the zodiacal light, as sunlight reflecting off the dust creates a faint glow. You'll need a very dark eastern horizon with no streetlights nearby. Higher elevations get a better view too. The zodiacal light appears as a faint cone-shaped glow aligned with the ecliptic. On September mornings, well before dawn, the high angle of the ecliptic benefits views of it. The broad base of the glow is in Leo, as that constellation rises and narrows higher in the sky through Cancer and Gemini. Catch it on moonless nights in the 3rd and 4th week of September for the darkest skies. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, September 2025, page 29. So get out there early in the morning and see if you can see that zodiacal light in the east. For comets, we have comet C 2024 E1 Wirchos is passing through the constellation of Corona Borealis high to the west in the evening. Mid-month will be easiest time this month to spot the comet shining around 12th to 10th magnitude, an 8-inch scope or greater, and dark skies will be needed. So it'll be kind of below, right now that's going to be kind of just below the Corona Borealis for the rest of the month. But take a look at that. Corona Borealis is just, let's see, which way? Just to the right or to the east of, or is that to the west? Of Hercules. And let's see, we had a couple of eclipses. We had a partial solar eclipse on the 21st. New Zealand, Australia's eastern coast, and Antarctica and some Pacific islands got to see that. We had the longest total lunar eclipse since 2022, occurred back on the 7th. That was visible in Australia, Australia, Asia, Africa, and Europe. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, that's it for the local astronomical news. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins, and then we'll get into the bulletins for this evening. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Okay, we've got Holtz Michael out there in Germany. DO3YAO, thanks for checking in this morning. Or your morning, my evening there. So good morning to you. Thanks for checking in tonight. I heard a thanks Burnus in there, so you must have doubled. Whoever said that, if you're wanting to check in, let's do that again. All right, host Michael, thanks for that. Appreciate it. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Anyone else wishing to check in? Let's see, we got Michael, VY1MGS, thanks for checking in tonight. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. All right, Bruce, we got you on the list a little bit up there. Yeah, I checked you in from YouTube there. K3HY, thanks for checking in tonight. And Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Bruce, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to touch base, and since you're on the radio here, again, my name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. I think you heard a little bit about the intro earlier, so I'd like to touch base with you, Bruce, and find out what your interest, background in astronomy is, whether you're starting out or you've been doing it for decades or somewhere in between. Please go ahead. All right, fine business, Bruce, and again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see. All right, Ride 90, we got you on the list over on YouTube. Ride 90 says, casual watcher and listener here in Denver, so thanks for that. I appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, Ride 90, if you don't mind, if you got a first name there, post that. If you got a call sign, that'd be even better. But I'll get you on the list. And let's see, that's new call, so or a new on the list. So I got you over there. So if you'd post a first name, we'll get you logged in. And I can say hey to you. For sure. All right, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let me touch base with Ed real quick. W6RDZ, will you be able to give the rocket report this evening? Go ahead. All right, no worries. I'll be able to do that report this evening. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and get into the bulletins for this evening. For those of you who are interested in ISS passes, you may want to check out this particular website, www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. And I've just posted that over on YouTube. It looks like it's kind of out of line there. What I like about this particular website is you can click on a particular pass. Let's see. I do recommend you sign up, log in, and put in your home coordinates. You get better, more accurate information when you do that. What I like about this website is I can click on a particular pass. Here I'm clicking on September 7th, and I get a nice star chart. I can see where the ISS is passing relative to the stars in the sky. And it gives its start position and its ending position. In this case, on the 27th, it's starting at 2023 in the evening and finishing about 2028 and some odd seconds there. A relatively long pass, disappears into the Earth's shadow near its peak. It's one of the better ones over the Denver area for the next upcoming week. That was at 2025 on the 27th. The ISS travels from the west-northwest to the south-southwest, peaking about 69 degrees above the southwest horizon, and disappears about 10 seconds after it peaks. And you can see that in the timing for those passes. Again, that website, www.heavens-above.com. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, got an interesting article this evening from Jet Propulsion Laboratory, dated September 17th. NASA's tally of planets outside our solar system reaches 6,000. The milestone highlights the accelerating rate of discoveries just over 3 decades since the first exoplanets were found. The official number of exoplanets, planets outside our solar system, tracked by NASA, has reached 6,000. Confirmed planets are added to the count on a rolling basis by scientists from around the world, so no single planet is considered the 6,000th entry. The number is monitored by NASA's Exoplanet Science Institute, or NEXT-SCI, based at Caltech's IPAC in Pasadena, California. There are more than 8,000 additional candidate planets awaiting confirmation, with NASA leading the world in searching for life in the universe. This milestone represents decades of cosmic exploration driven by NASA's space telescopes, exploration that has completely changed the way humanity views the night sky, said Sean Domingo-Goldman, Acting Director, Astrophysics Division, NASA headquarters in Washington. Step by step, from discovery to characterization, NASA missions have built the foundation to answering a fundamental question: are we alone? Now, with our upcoming Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope and Habitable Worlds Observatory, America will lead the next giant leap, studying worlds like our own around stars like our sun. This is American ingenuity and a promise of discovery that unites us all. The milestone comes 30 years after the first exoplanet was discovered around a star similar to our Sun in 1995. Prior to that, a few planets had been identified around stars that had burned all their fuel and collapsed. Although researchers think there are billions of planets in the Milky Way galaxy, finding them remains a challenge. In addition to discovering many individual planets with fascinating characteristics, as the total number of known exoplanets climbs, scientists are able to see how the general planet population compares to the planets of our own solar system. For example, while our solar system hosts an equal number of rocky and giant planets, rocky planets appear to be more common in the universe. Researchers have also found a range of planets entirely different from those in our solar system. There are Jupiter-sized planets that orbit closer to their parent star than Mercury orbits the Sun. Planets that orbit two stars, no stars, and dead stars. Planets covered in lava, some with the density of styrofoam, and others with clouds made of gemstones. Each of the different types of planets we discover gives us information about the conditions under which planets can form and ultimately how common planets like Earth might be and where we should be looking for them, said Don Gelino, head of NASA's Exoplanet Exploration Program, or XEP, located at the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. If we want to find out if we're alone in the universe, all of this knowledge is essential. Searching for other worlds. Fewer than 100 exoplanets have been directly imaged because most planets are so faint they get lost in the light from their parent star. The other four methods of planet detection are indirect. With the transit method, for instance, astronomers look for a star to dim for a short period as an orbiting planet passes in front of it. To account for the possibility that something other than an exoplanet is responsible for a particular signal, most exoplanet candidates must be confirmed by follow-up observations, often using an additional telescope that takes time. That's why there is a long list of candidates in the NASA Exoplanet Archive, hosted by NextSci, waiting to be confirmed. We really need the whole community working together if we want to maximize our investments in these missions that are churning out exoplanet candidates, said Aurora Caselli, the deputy science lead for the NASA Exoplanet Archive at IPAC. A big part of what we do at NextSci is build tools that help the community go out and turn candidate planets into confirmed planets. The rate of exoplanet discoveries has accelerated in recent years. The database reached 5,000 confirmed exoplanets just 3 years ago, and this trend seems likely to continue. Caselli and her colleagues anticipate receiving thousands of additional exoplanet candidates from the ESA, or the European Space Agency, Gaia mission, which finds planets through a technique called astrometry, and NASA's upcoming Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope, which will discover thousands of new exoplanets primarily through a technique called gravitational microlensing. Future exoplanets. At NASA, the future of exoplanet science will emphasize finding rocky planets similar to Earth and studying their atmospheres for biosignatures, any characteristic, element, molecule, substance, or feature that can be used as evidence of past or present life. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has already analyzed the chemistry of over 100 exoplanet atmospheres. But studying the atmospheres of planets the size and temperature of Earth will require new technology. Specifically, scientists need better tools to block the glare of the star a planet orbits. And in the case of an Earth-like planet, the glare would be significant. The Sun is about 10 billion times brighter than Earth, which would be more than enough to drown out our home planet's light if viewed by a distant observer. NASA has two main initiatives to try overcoming this hurdle. The Roman telescope will carry a technology demonstration instrument called Roman coronagraph that will test new technologies for blocking starlight and making faint planets visible. At its peak performance, the coronagraph should be able to directly image a planet the size and temperature of Jupiter orbiting a star like our Sun and at a similar distance from that star. With its microlensing survey and coronagraphic observations, Roman will reveal new details about the diversity of planetary systems, showing how common solar systems like our own may be across the galaxy. Additional advances in coronagraph technology will be needed to build a coronagraph that can detect a planet like Earth. NASA is working on a concept for such a mission, currently named the Habitable Worlds Observatory. And that is it for the bulletins for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, Ed, W6RDZ can deliver the rocket report tonight. Yes. Ed, W6RDZ, go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
satellite for reconnaissance constellation built by SpaceX and Northrop Grumman for the National Reconnaissance Orbit. This launch pushed the NRO system orbiting satellite past 200. The launch was 120th Falcon 9 mission of 2025. We'll reset the repeaters there. Okay, I'm going to guess we got the repeaters reset. Yeah, that was NROL, and then our sixth and last launch of the week was Monday, September 22nd at 1800. Rocket Lab launched its Gemma mission on an Electron rocket to throw party LT2 at the Wallace flight facility in Virginia. The trajectory was so smooth, carrying a classified payload. The first of two hypersonic test flights scheduled for this month, and it was the 13th Rocket Lab Electron mission in 2025. All right, we've got 10 launches on the docket for next week's flight. SpaceX, 3 China, 1 rocket, and 1 ULA. Tomorrow, Wednesday, September 12th, 24th, at 1:55 Mountain Daylight Time, China rocket is scheduled to launch a Qihong rocket from Oriental Space Force Launch Ship Area 1 in the China coastal waters in the Yellow Sea. Qihong 3 is a fourth stage solid-fuel rocket launch vehicle. The payloads are new constellation 06 Internet of Things, satellite A through K. Second launch of next week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, September 23rd at 05:30 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX is scheduled to launch a Falcon 9 in scientific space probe using the first sun Lagrange L1 The three probes are Massive Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe, or IMAP, NOAA's Space Weather Follow-on Lagrange SWFO-1 spacecraft, and NASA's Geocorona Observatory. All three probes are headed to Sun-Earth Lagrange L1 point. All right, third launch of the week at Thursday, September 25th, 03:36 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX plans to launch Starlink group 10-year system on Falcon 9 for the 24th can happen. Fourth launch Thursday, September 25th at 06:09 Mountain Daylight Time. United Launch Alliance is scheduled to launch the Venerable Atlas V in a 5-button configuration. Canaveral, Florida. Payload is another match 27 Kuiper, aka03 broadband internet satellite. Starting this back with the Colorado Astronomy Net rocket report. Launching next week. Fifth launch also on Thursday the 25th. SpaceX intends to launch Starlink Group 17-11 from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. 1957 Mountain Daylight Time. Sixth launch Friday, September 25th. Look for a Long March 2 launch from the Jiaquan Launch Satellite Launch Center, China. That at 11:20 Mountain Daylight Time. The payload is world. Seventh launch on Saturday, September 21st. China Aerospace and Science Corporation or CASA plans to launch a Long March 6A from the Taiwan Satellite Launch Center. Top Winton unknown payload. Eighth launch Sunday, September 28th at 1:30 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX is rocket watching from Vandenberg, it's at 32 pounds daylight time. And at the last launch we have on the document this time, Monday, September 29th, rocket lab from the second electron launch in front and the lead. The J4 mission should launch down a suborbital trajectory from LC2, all test flight facility in Virginia at 45 knots daylight time. Another of the top secret first flight was the hypersonic test flight. All right, W6RC will reach that first. WRC back with the rocket report for Colorado Astronomy Net. Space News, Starship upgrade. SpaceX is making good progress toward the launch of Tech Flight 11. This week was a business. No Mars are all right. Here's a bulletin. This is from NASA Flight Blue Origin to take a one-sample Viper rover to the moon. This by Richard Dubois of physicsmin.com. Let's see. An expensive lunar rover, expensive lunar rover that once had its moon trip canceled has arrived once again. NASA selected Blue Origin to help its Viper, the volatile investigating polar exploration rover, to the moon by awarding Jeff Bezos, the company, a task order under its commercial lunar services payload program. Viper was once supposed to be the primary astronaut at the Flight Vision lander with 2023 launch date for under $200 million. The NASA canceled that mission in 2024 after the cost of the rover construction and adjustment for astronaut contract ballooned to nearly $100 million, and the launch date continues to slip. I'm going to reset the review. That's it, right? With the rocket report. Viper is also headed to the South Pole. No, I'm sorry. Viper is now back with a ride on Blue Origin. Moon Mark 1 robotic blaster, which has yet to fly. And the task order is worth up to $190 million, but that was Blue Origin's second CLSC contract. First, also using the MK1 lander is still on the clock to launch the moon's South Pole with a pair of NASA assets, along for the ride in later 2025 on a new planned rocket from Cape Canaveral. That, of course, is NASA. Viper is also headed to the South Pole with the goal of mapping resources for potential mining, including ice, while collecting science data for future lunar Mars exploration efforts by the agency. Viper rover will be unlike the Mars rover NASA has managed the last 3 decades. It will need to withstand a 500-degree Fahrenheit temperature swing with sunlight and shade on the moon, and to that end, it'll be the first rover with headlights in the week, exploring inside dark craters that never see the sun. Our rover will explore extreme environments on the lunar South Pole, traveling through all permanently shadowed regions to help inform future landing sites for our astronauts and better understand the moon's environment. Important insights for sustained humans over longer missions as America leads our future in space. launch late 2027 with a second MC-1 lander with Blue Origin slated already under production. Viper hardware has been sitting idle with an uncertain future, although NASA, after canceling its astronaut ride, said it would try to find an alternate way to the moon. NASA committed to studying exploring moon, included learning more about water on the lunar surface and help to determine how we can harness local research for future human exploration techniques. Associated Administrator for NASA Science Records. And read the full story at the link in the Rocket Report that's online. That's it for tonight's Rocket Report. WCRC Rocket Man is with you this night and phenomenal flight. Now, back to Simon Vernon, KI0AR, Net Control.
All right, thanks for that, Ed. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Lost you a couple times, but I rolled it over to the analog and picked you up, so did lose much. Again, like Ed said, you can check out the Rocket Report online. I posted the link both on YouTube and in the NetLogger AIM window. Or you can go to www.ki0ar.com/astro.html, and you can scroll down and you'll see the link to the Rocket Report for this week. Let's see, we got, let's see, I already said hi to Ride 90 over there, so welcome. And Steve Robolino over on YouTube as well. We got you checked in too. I think I've answered your questions over there if you got any others as well. So welcome there. I do appreciate it. So I do appreciate our YouTube listeners out there. If you could, if you do have, I know you want to stay anonymous, but a first name and maybe a location. I always like to know where people are for that around the world, since we like to talk about observation reports from where you're looking at. Speaking of which, this is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and pause here before we go down the list and have everybody else contribute to the net. Anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Colorado.
Okay, good evening to Mark, KC8FQV. Thanks for checking in tonight. And Terry, KR0TEA. Terry, that voice sounds awful familiar. Is that a new call sign? Is that I think that might be a new call sign as opposed to a new check-in for the net. Go ahead. All right, Terry, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice. This is Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra. Welcome to the net tonight. Do appreciate you checking in tonight. And let's see, where am I looking for? Tell us a little bit about your background interest in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you've just been doing it for quite some time. I always like to check in with my first time check-in, so please go ahead.
Been doing it for a number of years, and glad to get a hold of your next. Right now, I'm getting into ham radio, so I'm trying to get into your.
All right, Terry, let's see. Yeah, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. You can check out, we start at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and run until about 9. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Let's see. You can check out the newsletter site at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at that top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit submit your email and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter. You can just check it out online as well. So either way. And there's a little bit more information on the net itself on skyhublink.com under the nets section. So check that out if you like, and you can always send me an email and I've got my email posted on the newsletter site as well. Or just search for KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of stuff. All right, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Now's the time for everyone else to contribute to the net. Questions, comments, observation reports, anything you'd like to pass along to the net, now's the time to do it. Got a long list tonight, so hopefully everybody will listen up for when I give you a call. For those of you who are listening over on YouTube, if you've got any questions, comments, or observation reports, you can post them over in the chat window. And I'll read them as they pop up. And I'll do that for you. And especially if you can't transmit, if you can transmit, wait. Hopefully you can wait as I go down the list. We got a long list tonight, so I'm gonna probably be a little quicker. All right, this is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. First on the list tonight is Roy up in Oregon, KI7PKL. Good evening to you, Roy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Bert. Everybody on the net. And all I can say is we got a whole lot of smoke in the sky around here, so it's been pretty nice weather except for yeah, smoke is hard on track. You just don't think it's smoke. So anyway, hope there's some other things, and maybe at least next month or so to come. And with that, we'll send it back to you. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, Roy. Yeah, hopefully you'll get some clearer skies out there and get rid of the smoke there for sure. We've gotten rid of the smoke and we've turned it into rain. So unfortunately, no dark skies for us. All right, Roy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Jack, KE0VH. Checked in via YouTube this evening. Jack, if you've got anything you'd like to pass along, posted over there. I did talk about your Captain Jack flight sim on Mondays and Wednesdays. But yeah, for those of you who are interested, check that out from Jack.
Yeah, hey, Bryce, and good evening to everybody around the net. Yeah, just I'm doing a sim this evening, and just made a real tough landing into Denver. Well, I shouldn't say tough landing into Denver, but it was kind of a spicy landing there with the conditions the way they are. Heavy rain, fog, minimums were down right on the deck with the Airbus from Albuquerque. So, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Actually some of that into some more or less severe weather, and I'll take my landing right there. That's good too. Yeah, Bernice, I did my last live stream. I did it in the DC3 with a tour around the Black Hills of South Dakota. We visited Mount Rushmore. We visited the Crazy Horse Memorial. Flew up to Sturgis in honor of all the motorcycle stuff, and then landed back in Rapid City. So that video is up on my live section on my Jack White Sim YouTube channel. I will be debuting some really new video effects and stuff when I do another live stream, which might be tomorrow evening, actually. Looks like I'm not going to be able to go do my work tomorrow that I was going to do. Nothing astronomical wise, but we do want to announce the new Albuquerque Sandia Crest Skylink repeater. Brand new, just more or less connected into that and up on the air today. We'll be posting details on the website. Skyler gave you some of those there, Brian, of course, and we'll be posting those on the website. But we do have a new Skylink repeater on the air in Albuquerque on Sandia Crest. All the way up to Santa Fe and down towards where we have coverage overlapping with the Socorro, New Mexico Skylink repeater. So there you go. That's the news and information. Have a good night, everybody. 7-3. Got to go park this Airbus at the big gates in the terminal there. This is Steve VH. Burns City.
All right, Jack, great to hear you. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Appreciate your comments. And yeah, I'll try to be out flying with you tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Appreciate that. All right, next on the list is Moy down in Texas, N5ZIQ. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Randall up in Washington, AE7RJ. Good evening to you, Randall. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Sadly, I don't have anything from them. Been away from everything for a while. So I did look up into the sky while we were out camping. It was pleasant, but I didn't see anything that we talked about. Y'all have a good evening. AE7RJ.
All right, Randall, no worries. Just saying hi gets you credit, that's for sure. And even attempting to go out and see what's up in the skies, that helps too. All right, Randall, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
while the net was starting to be the starship was lost above the astronaut and put on its Facebook and then they have a road police schedule for midnight to 9:30 no train. I was quite cool for the information to explain. Also today, the first notices will be released. I think it was an 18 notice. That is no earlier than now, October 6th, or potentially late 11th. Other than that, things are just go on down there and try to get everything ready. Turn over the next generation ship when they come through and many people expect. We'll see what happens with that. With that back to that, see how it goes.
All right, Dave. Thanks for those updates. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is David out in Ohio, WE8M. Good evening to you, David. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, David, WE8M. You were a bit broken up. If you want to try your transmission again, go ahead with what you got for the night. Go ahead.
Now in the process of building a Sony mount for the
David, we lost you again. You were in the process of building a Dobsonian mount, and then we lost you. Try again. All right, we lost David there for his transmission in Ohio. Hopefully, you can stick around. We'll try to figure out what's going on. But I'm going to press on down the list. Next on the list is Robert down in Australia, VK2DY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Yeah, David, we kind of lost you. WE8M. Yeah, we lost you for most of your transmission there. If you want to try again, go ahead.
Hoping I can get through this time. Um, can you hear me now? WEA now.
I got you that time. Yeah, we're only getting a few seconds of transmission there, Dave, and you keep dropping out. But that was a solid copy. Try again. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, yeah, I switched over to All-Star. So, anyway, um, any, last week on the net, I mentioned that I had signed through my C-Star S50, and a couple of days later after the net, I imaged the same part of the sound that it moved. So, in my mind, that confirms that that was Pluto. On the other front, I bought a new telescope, Celestron C8 Edge HD. So now I'm under the new telescope curse, which weather forecast for at least the foreseeable future is cloudy every night. That figures. Anyway, that scope is to replace my old LXD 75 and SCP that was stolen about 15 years ago or so. I had 10-inch Dobsonian on my C-gem now, and I'm going to put the C8 on that. For the 10-inch Newtonian, I'm currently building a Dobsonian mount. Just getting started on building it, so I can keep on using that scope. So, anyway, hope all that got through. And anyway, greetings to everyone on the net. That's 73. This is WEAM here in rural Island County, Ohio.
All right, David. Yeah, solid copy on that. We got you. Sounds like you're staying busy for sure. With new scopes, new mounts, old mounts, all of the above, and actually getting some observing in as well. So yeah, definitely. That's about the only way you can make sure that you got Pluto, but that's definitely impressive. It's one more feather in your cap that I got. That's for sure, as far as the planets are concerned. So, congrats on that. So, David, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Robert down in Australia, VK2DY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is Ken out in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, good evening there, Bernard. It's P7SS here on Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's been cloudy the last house filter built there. Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to ask you, with telescopes that you use, what did you see any details on the moon at all? You know, like in the mountains or that you can tell the mountains or anything like that, or any of the reels or anything like that? Uh, with your telescope, did you see any of that, or do you need a stronger one?
Oh, I have an 8-inch Celestron that's 45 years old. Um, and yes, in fact, the images that I post of the moon in my newsletter, I think you get my newsletter, the image of the moon, I took that through that scope. So the images that I post in the newsletter and both online and in the email version of the newsletter, I took those moon shots. So quite a bit of detail you can definitely see, and that's just a small photograph. Looking through an 8-inch telescope, magnifying I'm gathering about 850 times more light with that 8-inch scope. Even a small scope, even a 3-inch scope, even binoculars, it will pull out some detail. The best time to observe the moon for detail like that, for the craters and mountains like that, is to observe along the terminator. The terminator is the defining line between light and dark, sunshine and the darkness there. Look right along the terminator, and especially during these early phases of the moon, especially when it gets, between now and first quarter. Take a look, and you'll see mountains that are lit up that are actually in the shadow, and you'll see craters that are in the sunlight that are dark. Some spectacular detail through a telescope of my size or smaller, even smaller. 5-inch will definitely pull out some. Even a 3-inch will pull out some details for the moon. Even a good pair of binoculars. Take a good pair of binoculars as well. You'll definitely see some of that, especially during the early phases. There, Ken.
Yeah, Berners. Did you see any reels or anything, or are they too small to see with the number?
Oh, you can see them, that's for sure. You can look at it. I'm looking at what was it, Tycho. You look at that crater up close, and you can definitely see it. Uh, and like I said, when you do look along the terminator, you can definitely see the different shapes. You can see the shadows. You can see the mountain peaks, or the peaks and the lit up, and the valleys in shadow. So yes, very much so. You can see quite a bit of detail.
Okay, I was just wondering if you could see them all like that, or if you needed a bigger, see like Casimir or anything like that. But, okay, thank you, Berners. I'll let you get on with the net. Thanks a lot for being there. You do a great job. Enjoy you all the time. Take me a minute. Back to the net.
All right, Ken, you're going to see the big stuff. You're going to see the big stuff from here. You're not going to see the rovers or anything like that from the moon landings. You won't see that, but you'll definitely see the larger mountain ranges, the crater rims, things like that. Even the peaks inside the craters, you'll see some of that detail, depending on how the size is. You're not going to see the little tiny stuff, but you'll definitely see the big stuff for sure. All right, Ken, appreciate the question, appreciate your comments, appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is, let's see, Michael in Oklahoma, KO5AOK over on YouTube. No radio tonight, so Michael, if you're over there on YouTube listening, any questions or comments you can post over there on YouTube. I'll pass them along. Next on the list is Richard down in New Mexico, KJ5MOD. Good evening to you, Richard. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Rip out in West Virginia, K3XO. Good evening to Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Dwayne out in Illinois, and N9ZIV. Good evening to you, Dwayne. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Mike up in Alaska, KL7FR. Good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, is this thing working? This is KI0AR calling for a radio check. All right, thanks for that. Yeah, I was just running into when I see a gap of non-responders here, and I know they like to talk. I just get to wondering. And I know they're out there lurking or monitoring, so I know they're out there. So all right. Next on the list is Mark in Longmont, K0GLR. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Blake in Idaho Springs, W0SCA. Good evening to you, Blake. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Graham MM1DEA out in Scotland. I know it's past his bedtime, so I don't see him out there monitoring. So, but I always do appreciate him checking in for sure. Next on the list is Ray up in Michigan, KC8UJE. Good evening to you, Ray. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Scott in Colorado Springs, K0SAH. Good evening to you, Scott. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Bruce out in Tennessee, K3HY. Good evening to you, Bruce. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. You bet, Bruce. Yeah, this is net number 1,547 tonight. Or on the SkyHub Link net, it's the 155th net. So almost 3 years there, almost 30 years. I've been doing the net on a weekly basis. I don't think I've missed a Tuesday night or had someone else miss a Tuesday night when I had substitutes. So, yeah, been here since 1990, February of 1996, every Tuesday night. Been doing the net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 0100 Zulu during the spring and summer, and then 0200 Zulu when the times change. Yeah, been here for quite some time, Bruce. And hopefully we'll continue to be here for another 30 years. We'll see how that works out. But appreciate you. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net, and I do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Robert in Indiana, W7CTY. Good evening to you, Robert. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, next on the list is John out in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hello, Brad. Listeners, we have patched open here.
All right, John. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Yeah, I had a bunch of calls in there, and I'll make another call for anybody else that I missed. Going down the list, we had a long list tonight, so I usually go a little quicker through that. But John, just wanted to ask. Make sure you're still up for doing the net on the 7th and the 14th. You still good with that? And I'll actually I'll send you my phone number. We can talk about it over the phone.
Sure, brother. That's still helping out with that. It's great to get our group traveling. Like, have to get a team. For got my contact, email, call, or reach out otherwise over there. I think you understand. Like a tenant, how it is, and offer, whether or not you want to operate. Well, happy to accommodate. Good, but
All right, John, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not for another 2 weeks, but yeah, I'll get in touch with you pretty soon, and we'll talk about that for sure. So I do appreciate you helping out. And for anybody else that's listening, definitely give John your support. I will try to check in. Um, I will be in California on the 7th, so I'll try to check in via Echolink, but we'll be visiting with family, so we'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure what time, uh, if at all, that I'll be able to check out there, and then the following Tuesday, probably in Vegas. So nice little road trip with the wifey. In 2 and 3 weeks. So definitely give John your support uh, for doing the net there, and I will appreciate that. All right, John, I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Holtz Michael in Germany. DO3YAO. Good evening to you, Holtz Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, I know that it's early morning hours there as well. Next on the list is Michael up in Canada, VY1MGS. Good evening to you, Michael. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ed, W6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
again, further now, this is my show further now. I want to thank you for another wonderful event. Appreciate you for taking the rocket report. It was a privilege to get to do that tonight for a change. So, of course, thanks for delivering it when I did. Very much appreciated. Yeah, nothing observational. I can't think of anything else. Thanks to Dave for the Starship and Starbase update. We're getting some of those notice to Mariners start to nail down a date for the big spaceship Very much looking forward to that. That's all I have for you. You have a great evening. That's just a start. Thank you.
All right, Ed, again, thanks for doing the rocket report so I can get that published and got it out early today. Appreciate that. So appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Let's see, we got Ride 90 and Steve R over on YouTube. Don't know if you guys are still with me, but if you got any questions or comments, you can post them over there. So next on the list is Mark up in Ohio. KC8FQV. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Okay, Sophie. I have nothing, just listening along here and hearing the different things in Hawaii. So I'll send it back to that case up to me.
All right, Mark. I appreciate that. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Terry in Arvada, KR0TEA. Good evening to you, Terry. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
I have nothing for you. I wanted to know if there was any more reports of asteroids following CIA.
Good question. I'm not sure. Could be. I know that's not a good answer, but not exactly sure about which asteroids are following which, or what for that matter, there, Terry. But yeah, maybe we'll have to research that. Definitely search on the net and see. That's about all I can do is point you in the direction. There's you can look up near Earth asteroid information, NEO, NASA. There's what else? No, I wouldn't check there. Let's see. No, let's see. Yeah, that'd probably be where you might want to check and see if there's anything like that on that site and other searches for sure. So do apologize that I can't answer the question directly there, Terry. Anything else for the net? Go ahead. All right. Oh, let's see. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. There's a bunch of people out there that were monitoring over there on NetLogger. If you're still listening in, I have gone down. I reached the bottom of the list, and if you didn't get to share with us, now's the time. If you've got anything else, anybody else, go ahead and throw open the net. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins before I go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening? Please call KI0AR now. Try that again. Kind of garbled there. If you could try that again. Go ahead, whoever that was. All right, thanks for that. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 28 check-ins, at least the 28 official check-ins. There were a bunch of views over on YouTube. I'd like to thank the 28 check-ins for checking in tonight. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also like to thank the Skyhub Link group for the use of their systems as well. Skyhublink.com for more information. And all the ways that you can check into the net. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.